Hi, this is SheriVeronica. So this tourist, Deanna Lettley, Lettley, she was in Barbados vacationing and she hired a taxi driver, Antoine Stoute. He's 27 years old. So he's out of Lightfoot Lane in St. Michael. So she hired him to take her and her friend around to different areas so she can see Barbados, have a good time. And when she was at a particular spot, she heard him cursing and carrying on. Okay, so the tourist heard the guy, the taxi driver that she hired to drive her around, cursing and carrying on, Bajan style. Now, Bajan style. So she kind of pulled away from associating with him, because I guess you could become unnerved when you see someone acting up, especially when you drove with them and they seem pretty pleasant and then you're seeing another side. So he went up to her after she was kind of avoiding him, and he said to her, "You have to pay me for me bringing you here, 50 US, 100 Bajan dollars." And she said that she was willing to pay him the money, but she requested that he take her back to her villa. Just don't leave her there, take her back to her villa, and she will pay him whatever the amount that they agreed upon. And it seems as though he didn't want to take her back, and he didn't want to do anything to help her out. He just wanted the money. Okay? He wanted just the money. So because they then got into some sort of, I would say altercation, but whatever. He snatched her phone and broke it. Do you know what it is to be on a foreign island or in a foreign country and someone breaks your phone? Someone takes, that is your only link to your lifeline wherever they are. That is your only link to the bank where you get your money, where you transfer funds. That is your only link to TSA. When you go through the airport, you pull up the TSA app, and you go through a little faster. You pull up your app, Delta or wherever, you go through a little fast. That is your cell phone, is your link to just about everything. Even you have wallets now. There are wallets on your cell phone, and you can put credit cards in there. You don't even need to pull out your credit card. You just pull out your phone and you go to your wallet, and whichever credit card you want to use, you utilize that. Can you imagine you being in a place that you don't live and someone breaks your phone? Nobody keeps telephone numbers in their heads anymore. Nobody does that. So that was a big breach. What he did to her was major. That was disrespectful. That would make you feel a way. It would make you feel some sort of way if that's like being left naked. I like that word so much. I love that word. You are actually naked. Naked until you can probably, it depends on what time of day it was. She would not even have been able to call for another taxi. Okay, but anyhow, the judge, the acting chief magistrate, he gave him a fine of 2,700. So he was charging her $100, 50 US. So the fine for him now is, I saw the amount, I think it was 2,700, and he has 3 months to pay her. So this is May. So he has until August, May, June. He has until August to pay the fine that the magistrate assigned to him to pay her. And if he doesn't pay her the amount of money, if it's not paid, he can spend 3 months in prison. Okay, 3 months in prison. So the magistrate was saying it's the most expensive job that he did, and he didn't even get paid for it. he did it. He's not going to get paid for it, but he has to come out of pocket that amount of money? Why can't I see the amount of money that he has to pay? 2,400. It's 2,400. He has to pay in 3 months. So that's like $800 a month. That I don't know. I was about to say that should be doable, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes something may seem a little bit, but it's not a little bit to the person who has a little bit. Okay, so this blog is about Daniel Antoine Stoute, 27 years old, out of Lightfoot Lane in St. Michael, and he was acting, it's his business. He was a taxi driver. That is, you would think that as a business person, you wouldn't mar your own image, because that's what you do. It is what you do. So maybe because he thought, oh, she's not even from Barbados, and it's not going to affect my business. It's horrible, because she can go back to wherever she came from, probably New York, because who knows. But she can go back to wherever she came from and say, no, I had a bad experience in Barbados. 1-1 blow. Okay, 1-1 blow. And then you find that you're going to have some other way to make money. Tourists stop coming. But anyhow, this blog is about Daniel Stoute, 27 years old, taxi driver, who decided to break a tourist's phone. And he said that he was smoking, and he was angry and cursing, and I want to hear that. Just be professional. If you're on the job, be a professional. Pay the woman what you owe her, 24. I don't know how she's going to get that. How will she get that? She's a tourist. But anyhow, $2,400 in 3 months. August 27, it goes back to court to make sure that he has paid the money in. That's why when there's a money judgment, if they were to give him 6 months, it would be called in 6 months. August, he will go back in November, just to see. They don't care to see him again, but they just want to know if the money was paid. And if the money wasn't paid, they'll hold on to him then and put him and send him up to wherever they need to, or he will beg and say, give me some more time. But it's a process, and the reason it is adjourned is to see if the money has been paid in. Okay, oh my God, this took me too long. This is SheriVeronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.